of good cheer. Thy sins be forgiven thee. The burden of despair rolls from the sick man's soul. The peace of forgiveness rests upon his spirit and shines out upon his countenance. His physical pain is gone, and his whole being is transformed. The helpless paralytic is healed. The guilty sinner is pardoned. In simple faith, he accepted the words of Jesus as the boon of new life. He urged no further request, but lay in blissful silence, too happy for words. Are you able to appreciate this experience? What does it mean to you? Thy sins be forgiven thee. Therefore, be of good cheer. Our study this morning is titled, A Life of Gratitude. And with such a subject, I could tell you a story of a man on death row. Or I could tell you of a story of a man who was in the war and somebody else took his place and died in his stead. But I'm not going to. The Review and Herald, February 22, 1887. Those whose hearts are filled with the love of Jesus, with the precious truths of his word, will be able to draw from the treasure house of God things new and old. They will not find time to relate anecdotes. They will not strain to become orators, soaring so high that they cannot carry the people with them. But in simple language, with touching earnestness, they will present the truth as it is in Jesus. Why would I want to tell you a story about a man on death row who's saved in the 11th hour? Or a man in the war? What's the use of it? Your hearts may be touched for a moment. You might shed a tear. But you will soon forget it, because it's not your experience. Rather, I would like to tell you a personal story. I would like to tell you a story about you, about me. Romans 3, verse 23. Romans chapter 3, verse 23. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Brothers and sisters, that is your story. That is my story. And we know Romans 6 verse 23, the wages of sin is death. You, me, death row. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 14. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 14. For the love of Christ constraineth us. Why? Because we thus judge that if one died for all, then we're all dead. If one died for all, then all were dead. You, me. The wages of sin is death. Have you sinned? You must die. The law demands it. There is no excuse for sin. You should never, ever have sinned. You had no right to do what you did. Brothers and sisters, this is a reality. We have no excuse for sin. We have no right to sin. We should have done things right in the first place. But you did sin. And the wages of sin is death. There are many who have those wages to pay, and they don't know it. Humanity is dead, and they think that they are alive. Christ said, "He that is whole doesn't need a physician." And so it is that in Desire of Ages, page 494, it is written, "Only he who sees his own sinfulness can discern the preciousness of the Saviour." How are you going at this conference? As you listen to testimonies, as you listen to the studies, are you discerning the preciousness of Jesus or not? Do you listen to others and you think, well, what are they going on about? You haven't yet seen your own sinfulness. You do not yet realize that you are dead. Only he who realizes that he is dead in trespasses and sins can appreciate what we've been studying here. Only he who sees his own sinfulness can appreciate the message of 1888. It is a sad fact that in 1888, the church members did not see their own sinfulness. Hence, the message was rejected. But who wants to see their own sinfulness? What is it to see your own sinfulness? Not just see it, but really see it. What is the consequence of sinfulness? It is death. And what kind of a death is that? It is an eternal death. To see your sinfulness is to come to a realization of eternal damnation. And only thus can you appreciate Jesus Christ. But there is in humanity a very, very sad fact. That we do not appreciate something until it's gone.